everybody. Welcome to another episode of Association Peeps in Cubicles Drinking Coffee. I'm Kim Barclay.
I'm Rachel Luoma with Partners in Association Management.
Hey there. So today's coffee is Javalia or Gavalia. I don't know which one it is, but it's good. I made some iced coffee with it today.
Yummy. Love the iced coffee.
I know, especially when it's hot outside like it is now.
Yeah.
Gotta have the iced coffee.
So true, so true. So what's on today's agenda today, Kim?
Sponsorships and how to make them different.
Fun.
Interesting stuff.
That sounds great.
Yeah.
Well, let's jump right into it.
Okay.
So Kim, as far as sponsorship goes, what are you seeing out there as some of the sponsorship trends that we need to be aware of as association professionals?
It's a good question. Nowadays, companies are looking for more return on their investment, and they're also wanting to be more involved in the process of selecting what they're doing and how they're spending their money.
Yeah, makes sense.
So, you know, the form of the having all the different levels of sponsorships, you know, this is what you get for this package and so forth, is kind of, you know, it's kind of antiquated right now, and it's kind of, you know, you're not seeing so much of it. But what you do is you just say, we can create anything that you would like to do within any budget. You know, you could do something for $100, you could do something for $10,000, $20,000, you know, but get them involved and see what they want to do and how they want to spend their money.
Yeah.
And so think big, think really big, think, this is the most ridiculous thing I've ever seen, and there's no way we can pull this off. And then you can pare it down and whittle it down to what's realistic, to what your venue will allow you to do and accommodate you with. And so then you can have some really unique ideas going there.
Yeah, I mean, flexibility, creativity, all of these things are very important nowadays because sponsors have so many choices with where they're going to spend their dollars.
Right. And to give you an example, one of the clients I manage, granted it's in a convention hall, but we have farm animals and camel rides. Camels. I mean,
Sally,
really, you
camel?
know, camels. And they love it, and they think it's great.
That's awesome.
And we have a petting zoo and the whole 9 yards. So it's really a good way to do something really different. Now,
it's memorable for sure.
It's memorable. Now, I get it that if you're in a hotel, that's not going to happen, but talk to the hotel and see if maybe you could do small things, like maybe some turtles or you know, something you can carry around, and then you make shirts for those little animals with the sponsors on them.
Oh, I love that idea.
Yeah, really good.
That's right.
Speaking of camels, it's our little mascot back there.
I love
He's
it.
super
Let's say you
cute.
put a t-shirt on him and everything, and you brand it. I mean, branding is big nowadays.
We have baby goats, and we brand those too, and we put little sponsored t-shirts on them, and they get carried around everywhere. They're super cute.
I love it. I think that's so clever. I mean, you know, in addition to the creativity and the flexibility, what are some of these other considerations that association professionals need to think about regarding sponsorship?
Well, I think that you have to be transparent and honest, because so many companies, sponsors, don't realize how much things cost and the labor that goes along with it. So there's nothing wrong with being transparent about things. You know, tell them what it costs. Show them the hotel bill. There's nothing wrong with that. And then they'll have a better understanding of why you're charging them XYZ dollars, you know, because it's expensive. And you have to pay for the product or the service that you're getting, and you know they want to support the association by the association making some money too.
Sure.
I mean, they know that.
Yeah.
So I think that's a very important consideration, is making sure that they understand the whole process and the big picture.
I think it builds trust.
It does.
Absolutely.
Very much so. Absolutely.
All right, Kim, so you got a sponsor. How do you keep a sponsor? How do you start that conversation about future years and future sponsorship opportunities?
Right. Well, speaking of trust, you know, it's good to build that trust, because that helps for sure. Also, too, think multi-year sponsorships. It benefits everybody. You're not scrambling, you know, year after year to try to find sponsors. It's easier for the sponsor because they don't have to worry about it. And to give you an example, for the convention in Myrtle Beach, the convention center windows, the sun beats in and it is so hot on us. So we've decided to do a big spandex shade, for lack of a better word. and we have a sponsor that we're going to put their logo on it. That spandex shade is expensive.
Right.
It's like $4,000. But what I talked to them about, I said, if you'll pay for this up front, then we can do this for 3 years, and then you can give us $2,000 a year after that. He was like, that's the best idea I've ever heard. So when you're able to work those things into multi-year, it helps their budget. It helps the whole process. You don't have to scramble trying to find sponsors.
Sure.
So it's a really good thing if you could get a couple of those, going, and then too, the others see what you're doing and they kind of want to get on the bandwagon.
Yeah, and when you talked earlier about branding and how people like this branding, especially with like Camels, and knowing that you are this sponsor for the next couple of years, I think is great branding. And then people, look at that meal function and know that is sponsored by your company.
Right. And if you don't date signage, if you can get away with not dating signage, you can use the same signage for the same sponsor year after year, which saves you money.
We like saving money.
Right, saving money. So that also is a helpful tip if you can do that.
Excellent. Yeah.
So, Rachel, to kind of recap what we talked about, think big and involve your sponsors in the process. Be honest and transparent and let them know truthfully how much things cost and what's going on. And also, just make sure that you try to get a multi-year commitment from at least a couple sponsors, and that helps so very much.
Yep.
Yeah, so for
Sounds
sure.
Good.
Well, that wraps up this episode of Association Peeps and Cubicles Drinking Coffee. Like us, share us. We're on Facebook, Twitter, all the social media platforms. And thank you for joining us, and we will see you in the next episode.
See you again soon. Take care, everybody.